Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is May 11th, 2021. This is episode 297. We're looking at Helm Greycastle. This is coming out from Image Comics. It's Top Gun. It's the #1 issue. And I just want to say this is based on a RPG game. I believe that's called Helm Greycastle. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. And I think this is the this is the third one we've done, comic we've done on RPG. I reviewed Magic the Gathering earlier today, and also I've been loving the Vampire the Masquerade. That's, I think, issue 8. We're getting up to that one now. Unfortunately, Magic the Gathering, I didn't like it as much. I think it's really geared just towards the RPG players for Magic the Gathering. This one, I liked it a lot. It is going to get the good excavating seal of approval because I dug this one up and I dug it. All right, on the cover here, we get this kind of mishmash of characters. One of the things I'd like to point out is they could have used a different color for this font here. It doesn't really show up that well. It's hard to read. And if you're trying to sell a comic, I think you'd want it to really kind of stand out and pop. Now we've got our group of adventurers here, and what we've got, and I cannot remember the names. This is the dwarf warrior. This is the elvish bard. She is a priestess, I believe, a healer, maybe a magician. And he is the warrior leader of the group, and these two are, I'm assuming, married, or at least they're cohabitating together, and they have a daughter between the two of them, and she is a warrior as well. And then we have Feng, who I believe is an orcish warrior or a guard for hire, something like that. He's kind of has a small part in this comic, and this is the Dragon Boy Prince that has actually been abducted that they're trying to save. So, pretty good story. Has a lot of humor in it, which I like. I like when they put some humor in these things, and humor that's actually funny and not, topical. So one of the things I did not like about this was the maps. I'm a freak for maps, and there's so many fantasy map generators out there. To see something like this really just didn't do it for me. And there's one in the back too. I'll show you that one as well. This is map B, and as you can tell, I didn't even know what was going on, if that's jungle or water or what. I'm not quite sure. So those are the two maps that we have in here. I don't think either one played a part in this story today. Let's take a look to see who worked on this. Like I said, it's Helm Greycastle, and that's actually a better color than, say, this one really fogs out. It's created by Henry Barajas and Brajas, maybe, and Brian Valenza. This is Chapter 1, Devotion and Desire. The story is by Henry. The color artist is by Brian, so we got those going on. The penciler was Rama Handoko, if I'm saying that correctly. Letter artist is Gabriella Downey. The script and assistant editor was Claire Napier. And this was edited very well, I thought. Overall, good comic. You can see it's got a number of things. It was a Kickstarter as well, apparently, and a few different variant covers. So it starts out, and we see them acquiring a item from this army of skeletons, and this just starts out, and it just gives a quick introduction to each person in their panel, and that really helped. That just drove the story along, and they're cracking some jokes along the way. The army they're fighting is actually talking back a little bit from them, and what they're doing is they're trying to steal this script. I believe he's got it in his hand here. Oscar's got it. And the reason they need this script is because when they get back to their place, their castle, they're actually, the elven bard can do some magic portal type activities. They have Feng, who has been wounded and poisoned, and they need this script they have stolen to bring him or keep him alive, bring him back to life, so to speak. And they're able to revive him. They give him the story that he was ambushed, and the dragon prince that he was guarding was taken from him, and then you get a little shot of him there. So at first, Helm Castle doesn't want to help him because I guess Feng betrayed him at one point, but the rest of them talk him into him, and then they go off. And on this journey, where they're going off to is kind of like an Aztec, Mayan type landscape, and those are the people we see with these very ornate headdresses. So before they leave on their journey, they say goodbye to their child. This is Helm Greycastle and Lava. It's like Lava or something like that, or Lava. I'm not quite sure. And so Oscar's summoning them. We got to go now. And they make their way into the forest journey. They feel danger immediately. Meanwhile, the Aztecian, or Aztec, I guess, just Aztec leaders here are kind of feasting and talking about their strategy. They want to use the Dragon Prince as a weapon. One of them wants to actually kill him just right away and be done with him. So there's a little bit of a divide in the factions there, what's going on. And then they introduce these two women. One of them is the daughter of Montezuma III, and she is against him because she says he's a changed man. He's not the person that she grew up to love. He's someone different now, and he must be stopped. And doesn't really go into why he needs to be stopped, just that maybe that's something that'll come up later on. So we've got our heroes wandering through this Aztec landscape, and suddenly they are surrounded by these Aztec warriors. Now, it looks like that they're going to be taken in, and that's kind of the way it is portrayed here, is that they have been captured. But actually, they haven't been, and they're negotiating with one of the leaders here to say, he's saying, I can help you if you can help me. And they're kind of saying, okay, they're kind of agreeing because I don't think they know their lay of the land that well, and they're trying to find this prince before something bad happens on him. So that's kind of where we end this, as this negotiation takes place. One of the younger leaders agrees to help them as well, kind of reluctantly, and it's to be continued. So this is a recommend. And then we get like this huge, I guess it's an addendum for the RPG game. And the name of this is called Sacred Armor. And I didn't really read into this too much, but they give you a lot of information on how to use this expansion. I'm assuming it's an expansion for Sacred Armor. And you can see it's quite lengthy in comparison to the Vampire, the Masquerade. The expansion they give on those is like 4 to 6 pages, I think, maybe 8 at most. But we get a lot of information here. And then our Kickstarter backers as well are mentioned here. There you go. And then coming this May is La Mano del Destino. I don't know if I said that. Lucra Libra Action. Okay, so that's from Top Cow Image. It is a recommend. It is getting the Indie Comics Good Excavating seal of approval, given out only by Indie Comics Jones, I might add. Thank you for stopping by and listening to this review. As always, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments. I've got 2 more reviews to do before the new comics hit tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get them done. And as always, we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.